Figured out. Sorry. What's the name of your title?
The name of my title. What is it? Actually, it's the types of humor that I like, which is self-deprecation, sarcasm, and hyperbole. And you got out of not having to pronounce that word. Self-deprecation is probably my favorite type of humor because it gives me a lot of raw material. Because I'm always doing something embarrassing, something klutzy, or getting into trouble. Cue the cashmere sweater saga. When I was about 10 years old, my mother splurged and gave me a beautiful cashmere sweater for Christmas. White, mistake in my case, but it was a cardigan. And it had a long row of little pearly round buttons with buttonholes that were smaller than the little pearly round buttons. So as you can imagine, whenever I put that sweater on, I didn't button it, basically. One day, I went out for a ride a few months later when it was a chilly spring day. And I just grabbed my nice little cashmere cardigan, stuck an arm in one sleeve, and as kids will do sometimes, just kind of let the other sleeve dangle along. I thought, oh yeah, I'll get it in a second. I was starting down the road on my bike, and the sleeve got caught in the greasy bike chain. Not nice. I managed to kind of pull it out, but there it was. And there I was thinking, okay, now what? How do I get out of this one? I'll put it in the bottom of the clothes hamper. Mom won't notice for at least a couple days, I hope. And a couple of days later, she noticed. I heard my name in that tone that moms use when you have done something bad. Catherine! Yeah, Mom? What is this? My sweater? Yeah, and what happened? Well, I was riding my bike, and it really wasn't my fault, because it just, it just got caught in the bike chain. Oh well, that was the last cashmere sweater I ever got. Probably the last sweater, too. Anybody here Catholic? Yes? No? A few? I say that because the only fun part of this whole incident was that I had something interesting to say when I went to confession on Saturday. And the priest also thought it was kind of an egregious sin. My penance was one Hail Mary for every hole in my sweater. That's the saga of the sweater. The next type of humor that I like is sarcasm. And I love sarcasm because I can make fun of things, hopefully not people, but you never know. And sometimes it's kind of a defense mechanism, right? And I would like to read you a sarky response I composed when my healthcare provider sent me this email. Dear Catherine, this is a few months ago, did you just find out you're pregnant? Congratulations. Enjoy every single moment of this amazing gift. But don't forget to schedule your first prenatal consultation as soon as possible. Here comes my sarky response. Thank you for your concern. I'm 73, and amazingly, unless there's a star in the east, not pregnant. Perhaps you could create a mailbox system that uses more filters than just being classified as female. Because, as a gentle reminder, some of us are boomers. Just saying. I figured that would go straight into the no reply mailbox. You know the no reply mailbox. When you send an angry little response and you get, there is no one monitoring this email. You can weep into your handkerchief as much as you want. No one will ever answer or even read it. But I got an answer. Somebody read that and they said, we do apologize and we will be looking into our logarithms in the future. So go figure. What's my last category? My last category is, who can pronounce that word? Aha, trick word. I learned a lot of vocabulary when I was a kid from reading, and consequently didn't pronounce words correctly when I actually had to say them out loud. And the first time I saw that word, I went, oh, hyperbole. That's what it looks like, right? It's actually correctly pronounced hyperbole. But isn't that a fun word? I like it because I love exaggerating. That gets me out of a lot of trouble sometimes. Now, I got on the internet and I found very cliche examples of hyperbole. And then I'm going to give you my version. I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. But if you think about it, ew, I don't want to eat a horse. So my version is, I'm so hungry I could eat the paint off the walls. It's a little calmer, right? I have a million things to do today. Who hasn't said that? But maybe my to-do list for today fit rather nicely on the 100 Post-it notes I stuck on the fridge. And finally, who's ever heard this? I could sleep forever. We've all been there and felt like that. But how about, I stayed up all night last night writing my speech for Toastmasters. And that's all.
Our last speaker of the day is